It's Josh and Chantel, and this is Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. It's a replay of today's full show.
It's Tuesday, August 20th. On today's show, I Want to Mow Your Lawn. Josh washes his feet. The 3D printed neighborhood is nearly ready to move in. Josh is not a doctor. We learned that our family members have favorite utensils. Luna the Jack Russel is the main character in our family. There was a ravioli fight. Boredom begets more boredom. Snoop Dogg has new sneakers. And the 2028 Olympic drama is heating up.
It's International Radio Day, and thank you for listening. You can hear the show live weekday mornings from 6 to 10. It's Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. Enjoy today's show. Wake Up Classy 97. It is Josh and Chantel.
Hey, it's us.
It is Tuesday.
I didn't know how to respond. Yesterday you said I was a little too much.
Oh, no. It was too much for a Monday. We're good now.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's so many rules.
There's no rules. It's just talking and getting paid for it. There's no rules. That's all it is.
Can we get paid to do this later in the day?
Yeah, but then we'll have to work later in the day. That's the part that I always come back to, is that, waking up at 5 in the morning and then driving into work and then starting bright and early at 6 a.m. is hard. It's rough. It's a hard job. And then I remind myself that I'm waking up and I'm sitting here and I'm talking and I'm listening to music. I'm hanging out with you and it's all good. And I also don't have to work until 5. And that's okay.
Okay. Fair points.
The later we start, the later I have to work.
That's true.
So I talk myself into it. And I go, all things considered, it's not bad.
It's not terrible.
It's not bad.
You're right.
So what day is today? Let's start it off. Today is National Radio Day.
Today is?
Today.
What does that mean?
That means we're talking about this. This thing we do.
This thing
we
called
celebrate it today.
Radio.
That's right. National Radio Day.
All we need is Radio Gaga.
Yeah. So historically, do you know when radio kind of started?
It started in 1942.
Nope. Earlier. By about 20 years.
26.
It was in the 20s. Early 20s.
Okay.
When radio started. And boy, has it evolved very quickly in the 100 years. You believe that? Radio's 100 years. How about it?
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Look it. Happy birthday,
Radio. National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day.
Oh. I've never had chocolate pecan pie.
I was going to say, have you had a chocolate pecan pie?
No. You haven't ever had a pecan pie.
I don't like pecans.
I know, because something's wrong with you.
No, they taste too dry.
Not in a pecan pie.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Yeah.
Full of caramel.
No, not this one. This one's full of chocolate.
Well, give it a go.
No, thanks. It looks burned. It just doesn't. It's unappetizing to look at. And I don't care for the nuttiness. I don't like pecans.
They're delicious. Okay.
It
Sad
is
for you.
Bacon Lovers Day. Now
like bacon.
We're talking.
I don't love bacon.
Bacon. It is International Hawaiian Pizza Day.
I like Hawaiian pizza.
This is international. You do?
Yes, you know this. It's fine. It's just pineapple.
It's great without pineapple.
It's better with pineapple.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. A hot Hawaiian is palatable, but I still would prefer it without pineapple.
You eat it? You've eaten the pineapple?
The hot Hawaiian?
What's the hot one?
Oh, it's a spicy Hawaiian. It's got jalapenos on it. It's very good.
And you eat the pineapple on it?
If there's one or two.
Just eat all of them.
Nah, it's gross. World Mosquito Day. Why do they get a day?
Yeah, right?
Those guys are awful. I should say those gals, because it's the lady mosquitoes that bite you.
Listen, they have to take care of their young.
Could they find another way? Go
There
bug
is no
a
other way.
horse.
Oh, poor horses.
Look,
They don't even have a way to defend themselves.
Yeah, they do. They got that whippy tail.
It won't reach their face.
Have you ever seen a horse scratch its face? They rub up on stuff. I was trying to figure out how they would do that with their little hoof like a dog, but they don't.
No, they can't.
They rub up on stuff. They're fine. International Day of Medical Transporters. These are the men and women who get the sick and injured where they need to go to get help. Whether that's, I assume, EMTs and paramedics, down to the folks that put you in a wheelchair and push you out to the car when you're done with the surgery and then you don't remember it.
You're saying that like that happened.
Weird. But they got a day, and it's today, so happy day. That's what I know. What do you know?
Some days. I know there's some days that need celebrating.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Happy Radio Day.
Tuesday.
Woohoo.
When you take a shower,
Yes?
do you wash your feet
Yes, I do.
every time?
Every time.
Would you believe me if I said that a little less than half of people in the survey said that they just let the water run over their feet.
Yeah.
They don't actually wash them.
That is correct. And I would argue that half is also 90-something% men.
Okay.
Because they can't be bothered. No, I don't know. I wash my feet on purpose every time I shower.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Why on purpose?
Because I don't want to have stinky feet.
Okay. Good.
And that's where
I appreciate
bacteria
that.
hang out and
Yeah.
stuff. So, no, for real. I very much am like, you know what? I don't really want to have dirty, smelly feet. So I consciously scrub up the soap and wash my feet and make sure they're nice.
Good job, Josh.
Thanks.
You do take very nice care of your feet. You have nice feet.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I do try to keep them soft because I don't want to have hard soles and gross looking feet. So
I was reading what?
Nothing. What was that face?
Well, I don't want to have hard soles either. And
Yeah.
I take care of my feet and wash my feet, but I also like to wear sandals.
Yeah.
So they just get dry in the summertime.
I wear sandals like when I'm in the water. I don't want my shoes to get wet.
What?
Yeah,
You wear sandals in the water when you don't want your shoes to get wet.
that's right. I wouldn't go in there with my shoes on,
Like
but
your
I'd
sneakers.
put my sandals on, and I would wear my Chaco sandals in the water.
I was reading
You bet.
I was reading something the other day that said if you come home and you're walking around your house barefoot, which I tend to do,
Mhm.
and then you just climb into bed, think of all the
all your house food,
disgusting
all
thing
your
that's
house
on your
feet.
feet that you now put in your bed.
Good point.
That is kind of gross.
Yeah, I don't like bare feet. I don't like having bare feet. Too many debris get on my feet.
That's
I hate it.
because people like you wear their shoes inside the house. That's why there's
No,
debris.
it's more about the dog dropping dog food particles all over the place.
And that.
Little piles of food. And in the kitchen in general, it's not the rest of the house, to be fair. Really, it's just the kitchen. There's always some sort of debris, small little crumbs of things, whatever it is.
Yeah, but that could be everywhere because if you're wearing your shoes in the house and you wear your shoes in the kitchen, then your shoes are going to transport it to the living room.
Are you trying to turn our house into one of those no shoes in the house?
I wouldn't be opposed.
Oh, man.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't know. I feel weird when your guests come over and you're like, "Hey, could you just leave your shoes at the door?" we're in no shoes in the house.
I don't feel weird doing that at somebody else's house.
It's a little strange.
I don't think
walking
so.
around with sock feet in somebody else's house.
Just make sure you wear good socks.
It bugs me a little bit. I don't like it.
So we'll never be that house, is what you're saying. You wear shoes until you go to bed.
No, that's not true.
It is
Depends
true.
on the day.
No.
Yeah.
I usually see.
If I know I have somewhere else I have to go, if I know I'm going to have to take the dog out, all of these things are mostly true every day.
That's why
Why
you
am
just
I
put
going to
your
kick my shoes off?
Because that's why you just put your flip-flops by the door.
Nope.
So you can quickly put them on to take
No
out
way.
the dog.
No way. Flip-flops. What are you talking about? I don't have flip-flops. Let me just throw these bad boys on. Slide that between a couple of toes.
You used to have flip-flops. You don't anymore. You used to wear them all the time. When I first met you, You were more of like a hang loose kind of guy.
Yeah, now I'm all uptight.
You are.
Shoe wearing guy.
Sneakers.
Can't be walking around with sock feet. No way, man.
I'm proud of you for washing your feet. Thanks for doing that.
You're welcome. It's for you. I do it for you.
Hey, listen to this story. This is kind of cool. There's this group called I Want to Mow Your Lawn. And it is a volunteer program for people who have some time on their hand or want to do some service or want to help out. And all you do is volunteer to say, yes, I'd like to mow your lawn. And then on the other side, there's people who are maybe disabled, older, with disabilities who can't physically mow their lawn. So the people who are able sign up and say, yeah, I'd like to mow your lawn. They get an address, they take their lawnmower, they go get the job done.
Is this done through an app or a website, or how are these connections being made? And is this happening everywhere? Is this only happening in one city?
It is a website.
Yeah.
And they are accepting volunteers, donations, and new clients. Let me see, Josh.
It's iwantamowyourlawn.com.
Yes.
And it's a nonprofit, free lawn mowing services, blah, blah, blah. Expectations of service. So they have like you don't just do half the job. You got to show up and actually make the yard look nice. So they have some of that. They've got some you can just make a donation to the nonprofit. They've got a few different big sponsors in here, which is nice. This is based out of Wayne, New Jersey.
So I was reading a story from this Navy veteran. His name is Springer Blankenship. And he volunteered, and he was like, I just love this so much. He now regularly maintains 7 yards on a regular basis.
Well, that's good.
And he said that the organization equips him with environmentally friendly gear and noise-canceling headphones.
Excellent.
And he mows each lawn with a sense of pride and service.
That's great. It does
cool.
say they're looking for volunteers to join the mission of spreading kindness through lawn care and giving back to communities. They offer flexible scheduling. Their platform provides a customized dashboard for managing jobs, and volunteers have the opportunity to upload photos of their work and log their hours. And as a token of appreciation, they have a free logo T-shirt after you complete your first job through their platform. So then you get the I Want to Mow Your Lawn T-shirt. They say everybody is welcome. It is diverse and inclusive. They want to welcome anyone who wants to make a difference, from college students to professional landscapers. There's a place for everyone on here, which is really cool. And they do have like this whole community onboarding guide. So that you can work within your own community to kind of get the word out about I Want to Mow Your Lawn. That's a cool cause.
It is a cool cause.
I think that's really neat. I mean, that was something I was doing, very young. I had a flyer, and I had a couple of yards in my neighborhood that I was helping some people mow. So I think that's cool. I was getting paid because I was a kid, and I probably should have gotten paid more for some of the yards that I did, but that's really cool. I like that. I want to mowyourlawn.com
and
is the website.
I just looked in our app, or in our area. Yeah. There's a couple of volunteers. I don't necessarily see clients, like people who need it. I can go on here and book these people, these volunteers, and say, yes, I need help mowing my lawn, which, let's be frank.
Hey, easy.
I do.
Hey,
I do need some help.
Easy. I'm ready. I'm getting back in the lawn mowing game.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Because I could book one of these people that I see right now. I'm not going to, because that's not fair.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks.
I'm able-bodied.
Yeah.
I'm able to do my own.
Yeah.
lawn.
When's the last time you mowed?
That's not part of our arrangement here, Josh.
I just, have been down with the inability to lift stuff for the few
you don't
weeks.
have to lift anything if you mow the lawn.
Oh no, there's but that lawnmower, you got to push. You got to empty the bag of grass. That's heavy. I got to put that into the garbage bag, and then I got to carry that heavy garbage bag.
All that absolutely
is
do that
beyond
part for
my.
you if you needed that assistance. All you had to do was ask. But again, that's not in my realm of our responsibility, of our agreements. You're the lawn man.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I do other things.
Okay. The 3 volunteers that have signed up at iwantamowyourlawn.com that are, specifically in our area that I was looking at.
Yeah.
They all have 0 completed jobs. They're ready. They need some stuff to do.
They need some people. They need some clients.
Yeah. So if you know somebody who's in need, or if you want to step up and do it, what a great thing. iwantamowyourlawn.com is the website. And there's 1 person in Pocatello, 3 in Idaho Falls.
Volunteers or people who need help?
Volunteers. I'm just going to check Blackfoot real quick. Blackfoot's got 1 person. All of them with 0 jobs. There are people that want to help.
To do.
Yeah. So if you know somebody, you need to request service. There is an intake form you can fill out. iwantamowyourlawn.com. There's some people waiting to help you out. That's cool.
That is cool.
Good find. Good news to get you going today is pretty great. So let me tell you about Cassandra Clover from Grand Haven, Michigan. She was brought to tears thanks to a very heartwarming and creative random act of kindness.
Oh.
Cassandra's daughter Isabel was born 6 weeks premature and needs a special expensive formula. Oh. The cost of the formula these days is very expensive, according to Cassandra. She said, especially this one. It is technically 4 preemies, and it's $80 for 3 cans.
What?
$80 for 3 cans of baby formula.
A can. How big is a can?
Not big.
I'm trying to think.
I haven't had to buy formula in 12 years. More than that. 13 years.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since I've had to buy baby formula. I'm blown away.
$80.
And I know
if you're going through that, probably
that's a couple days, I'd imagine. I mean, that's maybe a
3
week.
cans?
I don't know. 3 cans?
Probably a week.
3 cans a week, $80 a week?
Probably a little more than that.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
For a new parent, and you got diapers and everything else. And so during a shopping trip, Cassandra had to pick up some of these cans of formula.
Uh-huh.
And so she picked one up, and there was a $20 bill tucked under the plastic lid, between the plastic lid and the little foil lid that you tear open.
Yeah.
And she said, we need to tell the person, whoever did this, that we really appreciate that. This is just amazing, and it just made my day. We got more formula using that money as well. And because she has to have these special bottles that go with the formula, she got an extra bottle, and that is so great and helpful.
So cool.
I mean, this is what we're talking about in 2024. Is this wild? This seems wild to me. $80 formula for 3 cans, and
just to feed
a baby. To feed a baby. Unreal. Isabel is now home, a month old, and thriving. And thanks to this random act of kindness, Cassandra has been inspired to pay it forward. Once Isabel stops needing this special formula, she plans to donate this particular, either the money or whatever, to other moms in need, which I think it's phenomenal. I like the pay it forward movement, but what a cool thing. Somebody said, hey, you know what?
I got to help out.
I'm going to help out. I got this $20 bill. I'm going to sneak this into some formula because I know somebody is going to need this, and it's going to be a mom who's dealing with a premature baby who has to buy this $80 formula. I can't believe it, man. I knew baby formula was expensive, but it's been crazy.
Yeah, like you said, 13 years. We haven't had to buy that for 13 years.
It's wildly expensive.
How much is it?
Like
a regular can.
I am flabbergasted right now.
Are you going to tell us how much it is?
I am looking at this can. This is just Enfamil This is a NeuroPro powder infant formula, 28-ounce can, $47.
Get out of town.
What is going on? Like, the music quit at a very poignant time. What is going on? I mean, there are $20 cans and $24 cans, and so this particular one is like the good stuff, I guess. But this other Enfamil, $52.
That's insane.
Why? Why?
I don't know, Josh.
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
So there's some strange stuff in your good news story. Pay it forward, people. Do good things.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I got in trouble yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I have a coworker here who's on our sales team, and over the weekend, Friday and Saturday, I was doing some live broadcasts at Wackerly Auto Center with him.
Okay.
And he's a big baseball guy. He coaches baseball for his kids and stuff. He's very involved in baseball. And it's somewhere along the way over the past several months, he hurt his quad.
Oh no.
And so we were talking about it during some downtime while we were hanging out this weekend. And he was kind of like, man, it's I'm very aware that I have a quad muscle right now. And he said he usually, like, he's been working out regularly. He does things, and he said he committed himself to rest and relaxation to let it heal.
Okay.
And he was like, but it's really tight, and it's, and he was talking about it enough that I was like, maybe he's looking for me to offer some help or some input or some suggestion. Maybe he wants me to say, have you tried some massage? Have you tried putting, a hot compress and a cold compress? Have you tried, doing some help there? Have you tried? Rest is important, but you don't want that just to get stiff.
Time out.
Yeah?
Was he just looking for any kind of response that you were listening? Maybe that's all he wanted. He didn't want your advice.
Listen.
Maybe he was like, man, my quad. And you were just like, silence. And he was like, yeah, man, my quad's pretty sore. Silence from you again. Maybe he just needed some verification you were listening.
Oh, I was looking at him while he was talking. I was in the conversation. There was no doubt I was part of it.
Okay.
But I just started asking questions. I said, have you done any, massage? Are you putting anything, in to help and heal that? Or are you just resting it?
Okay.
He's like, nah, I'm not working it out. I'm skipping leg day.
Oh.
I'm trying to give it time.
Some rest, yeah.
And I said, I know, for me, if I've got some sore muscles or whatever, I like to get, when my back is sore, my shoulders are tight, massage is where it's at. And so I recommended that he get some massage in there.
No.
Now, his method is his own fault. He has one of those shoulder neck massage things with the handles you put over your shoulders.
Okay.
Those electronic massage things?
Yeah.
So he decided to put that on his quad for 15 minutes. Yesterday, he's limping around the office and he's blaming me for it. And he's like, dude, I'm never listening to you again. And he's going on. And I finally told him, I said, hey, I'm not a doctor. And he went, no. Really? I had no idea.
Then why'd you take my advice, bud?
Hey, it's not my fault that you used a neck massager on your quad and now your quad hurts. Also, I told him, I said, but you watch, man, a couple days from now, you're going to be like, this is nice. This feels good. And he's like, I'm not listening to you. And I went, good, because I'm not a doctor. You shouldn't have listened to me in the first place.
Maybe you should just keep your advice to yourself.
But I'm glad that he tried at least that, because I feel like really just letting it sit is probably not the right answer. Like muscle needs
sometimes those
to be
massagers though, those neck massagers.
No, I know that thing's
intense.
way tough. And what I asked him, I said, "Do you have a percussion gun?"
Yeah, those.
And those are insane,
Yeah.
but that's going to get deep in that muscle. That's what they're designed to do. And so I was trying to get him to work those muscle fibers. So I think he might have overdone it with the shoulder thing on his leg. It's not designed for that. So I don't know. I mean, I was thinking when I said massage, I was thinking like you got some nice warming oil and you're really with your thumbs kind of getting in there. I didn't think he was going to take a machine to it, but hey, man, I'm still not a doctor, so maybe seek the professional help.
Maybe you just need to walk into everybody's office here and just be like, hey, what ails you?
Yeah, hey, what's wrong with you? Because I can fix it.
I've got a solution for you.
Have you tried massage? Because I think that might be the solution. It feels great. It's relaxing. I enjoy it. So everybody else probably should get it too because it's great. Anyway, he's not happy. We'll see how he's doing today. If he's like rolling around on a walker or something, I'm going to feel.
He's going to send you the bill.
Real bad. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to send him the bill. I'm going to say, you asked for medical advice and I gave it to you. You owe me money.
I don't think he asked for any kind of medical advice. You're a radio DJ. So.
Hey. And I'm also a doctor.
No.
Yeah. Just not a very good one. And I'm also not licensed. So don't take any of my medical advice.
I never do. I never do.
When have I given you medical advice?
I don't know. You probably have. I just don't listen.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
The world's largest 3D printed neighborhood is nearing its completion. This is happening in Texas.
Okay, we talked about this a while ago because this was they're actually building these houses. It's a 3D printed technology.
Yes.
And this is the same technology they plan to use like on Mars and build places where people can stay. So they've got to transport up people, and they've got to transport up these 3D printing robots so they can build this all so that then when people arrive, there's a full infrastructure already built for them, which is fascinating.
Well, this is actually kind of fascinating. They take concrete powder, water, sand, and other additives, mix them together, and pump them into the printer. Then the nozzle from the printer squeezes out the concrete mixture like toothpaste onto a brush. No.
Oh, it's so wild looking.
I was just reading it, and it sounds fascinating. And then they build layer by layer to make these walls.
Yep.
It takes about 3 weeks to
print a house.
To print these houses. And they're single-story, 3 to 4 bedroom homes.
Yeah.
And the foundation and the metal roofs are installed traditionally.
That's correct. Because
that's not 3D printed.
It builds the walls, which it's figured out how to do. The way 3D printing works, if you have to build any kind of structure on top of the walls, you have to have all these supports that get printed. So that is why it's not laying out the beams, but it's so precise. Whatever you put into that machine, it does. And so there's a real lack of human error unless you really messed up on the programming end of it. Like everything is going to be to square. Everything is going to be, well done. You do have to have a level plate to start with. So you have to have ground level clearing that has to be done manually. Then the printer can come in, do its print thing, and then they can come back and slap on roofs. I think what will eventually happen is they'll start getting into domes and like igloo type structure where they can do rounded roofs because a 3D printer could handle that by moving itself in even to a point. Triangles. Pyramids. We're going to go back to pyramids because we can 3D print them.
It does say that these concrete walls are designed to be resistant to water, molds, termites, and extreme weather.
Oh, yeah, it's concrete.
Yeah.
Termites don't eat that.
There is a gentleman who wants to live there. He said it feels a little like a fortress, but he said, I feel like it would be resilient to most tornadoes and the heat, he said. Maybe it's resistant to the heat.
Remember what I said about domes?
What'd you say about them?
That they'd be looking at dome technology because it can do a tapered roof.
They already are?
Yeah, they already are.
Look at you.
Yep. And some of the architecture on these, because it doesn't have to be square. They've got big rounded corners. Some of the architecture can't be done the same way. Like you wouldn't do it with wood and siding and those kinds. This is really cool.
It is really fascinating.
They look really cool.
They look like, the same. Every house looks the same. There's no kind of...
In the neighborhood, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The neighborhood of them. It's like,
sure.
Which house is mine?
Yeah, I get that. But you could still go in and paint and stuff. And you could do different accents, different wood outside, and you could still do some siding and things. But boy, are they cool! And they're working. I mean, this one's very tall. This is probably a 2 to 3 story tall house on some of these.
No, the one I'm looking at is just single story.
I'm looking at stuff all over the world.
You are?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you just look at 3D printed house and do an image search real quick, you're gonna see some really cool stuff. Really cool. I would totally live in one of these. Absolutely.
It's just crazy. It's weird.
It's crazy.
We're just printing houses.
Yeah. Print a new house.
Do you have a favorite fork?
I have 3 favorite forks.
You do?
Yeah.
Are they all the same kind of fork?
They have similar qualities. They're not exactly the same. They're unique, each one, but I like all 3 of them equally as much. And I'm sad when they're dirty.
Are all 3 of them dirty at the same time?
Sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes other people use them, and I go to get a fork, and I'm like, I don't want to hold this fork. I want my fork. I don't like a lot of our forks. There are 3 forks in the drawer out of, 20, 30 forks. There are only 3 I like. I like 10% of our
Apparently,
cutlery.
Emery also has this.
It's probably the same forks. That's why they're dirty all the time.
I handed her a fork last night, and she said, I don't want this fork. I want the other fork. And I said, why don't you like this fork? And she said, because it's too heavy. I don't
totally
like to
agree.
hold it.
There's a couple of forks in there I hate because they're too heavy.
I love those. Those ones are my favorite.
You like the heavy forks?
Yes.
Yeah.
I purposely will root through the drawer to get those. And you know what? Those forks were expensive.
The big heavy ones?
And the ones that you guys like are cheapies that I just bought because we were hosting Thanksgiving one year, and I said, I'm going to go get some cheap ones.
Well, no, that's not the fork I like. The ones that we got for the extra, we need more cutlery, we got a bunch of people coming over. I don't like those. There's only the 3 that I like are the little ones. I don't even know where they came from. They're stranger forks. But there are sometimes we go to a restaurant and I'll be like, this is my fork. It's the same as the one I like. And then there are sometimes I go to a restaurant and I'm like, I should have brought my own fork. And there are people, by the way, who do that. They'll bring their own cutlery to a restaurant. And I get it sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, this fork, is this clean? Like I know they wash dishes and they have machines in the back and all that stuff, but I can see where you'd get a little germaphobe and a little bit weirded out about it.
Are you going to start taking your own silverware to restaurants?
No, I'm just saying I can understand why people would do that.
I have never been in that position. I've never sat down at a restaurant and said, oh, I should have brought my own silverware.
Me neither. Never. Yeah, no, I've never done that.
Who did I marry?
Well, I don't.
I
also don't carry a bottle of salad dressing in a purse or whatever because they might not give me enough. There are people that do that too.
I know.
They would rather carry their own than say, hey, could I get a little extra? So, I'm also not one of those people.
Okay, well, now I want to know if your favorite fork and Emery's favorite fork are the same. And I guarantee you that if we asked our son if he had a favorite fork, he'd say, no. What? No. What?
Yeah, I don't think he even looks. I think he opens the drawer, just grabs one, and he goes, oh, that's a spoon, but it'll work. I don't know that there's much more thought than that.
I think you're right.
So there's that. But I maybe he does. I don't know. But I'm a tactile person, I guess. And like if it's unbalanced, like those big ones that are fancy and they have all that ornate stuff on them, I don't like those. Those are too heavy. And then the ones that I'll have to show you. I'll have to show you.
I'll have to show you. Because the ones that I like that you and Emery think are heavy are not.
I like the original ones we had.
Yeah, those.
But those, the little smooth, straight ones?
Yes.
Those are second to my 3 favorite forks. I'll use my 3 favorite forks, and then I'll use one of those. But the big fork, I feel, is too big, and the little fork is too little. I need a middle ground fork on those ones. But I don't like the other ones. All the other ones could come out of the drawer, and I wouldn't miss them.
Well, let's just do
too
everything
heavy.
to make you feel better.
No, I don't care. I'll find the 3 forks I like, or I'll just pick one, I guess. But there's definitely favorite forks in there, for sure.
I didn't know you had 3.
There are 3.
I have one favorite fork, and there's 5 different sets of them. So I'm set, especially if you guys don't like them. So they're always going to be clean.
Those are my backups. Those are my backup forks. I don't like any of the other ones, especially the big, fancy, ornate ones.
What about a spoon? Do you have a favorite spoon?
I like the little skinny spoons. I don't like the rest of the spoons. But we have a whole bunch of the little skinny ones, so I'm pretty good on the spoon front. There's probably 10 or 12 of the little skinny spoons.
Well, good. I'm very happy to know this about you.
Thanks for asking.
I'm going to pay attention now.
Do I have a favorite butter knife?
No. Butter knife is butter
really
knife.
mind. No, not at all. There's this new survey out, and I don't really care about the survey or who did it or all of the little nuances and percentages and any of that stuff. It's the singular line that caught my eye that says, according to a new survey, an overwhelming majority of dog owners think that their dog is the main character of their family.
Yeah, well, our dog is the main character of our family.
Is that our fault? Okay, I should say, is that our, not fault, because it is our fault because we care for the dog, and the dog is a part of the family and is just as much a family member as everybody else, and you got to take care of it, and you got to feed it. I think the dog, Luna herself, has inserted herself as the main character. Yes. And it's not necessarily our fault.
It's not anything we did. She was like, hey, I'm here, and I'm going to be I'm going to grab all your attention because I'm a very attention-starved dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to make myself known.
Yeah. That's what I'm feeling.
At all times.
I'm feeling like the dog thinks she's the main character and has inserted herself as such.
Yes, I would agree with that.
When I read that, I went, yeah, that's a thing.
Because try as we might to ignore her, she's like, hey, here I am. I'm back.
Yeah, you were wondering where I was for a minute, but I'm right here.
Here I am.
Can you see me? Can you see me?
You tied me up outside. You thought maybe that I'd be quiet, but no, I just barked at all of the birds.
Right. And now I'm ready to come inside. So, hey, are you here? Can I come in the house? Hello. That dog.
We had an old dog.
We did, because we had that dog for 12, 13 years.
And she was quiet, and she did her own thing, and we were allowed to do our own thing, and she would quietly sit by.
Right.
And then we got Luna.
A different kind of dog.
And Luna is nuts.
Yeah, she's a different animal. More than 80%, we're talking about like 85% of dog parents think their dog as their child. They're like, yeah, that's a kid. That's another kid.
Oh, yeah. It is like taking care of another child, for sure.
Like a toddler. Like a crazy toddler with 4 legs and a barky mouth.
And who needs treats constantly and who gets mad when you tell her she can't do anything.
Yes.
She is a toddler. She never sleeps.
Well, she does in the night. And when no one's home, she's like, oh, nobody's here. I'll just take a nap. If you could do that while I was there, that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, try that. Try just napping. I know you're capable of it. Just do it right now. Anyway, I like that. She's the main character.
She is, 100%.
And it's her own doing.
Yes. I didn't do that to her. I was like, please, I would like to be the main character for once.
Yeah. Everyone, Serve me.
Yes.
I am the main character.
Not the dog. The dog's like, nah, I think it's going to be me.
Yeah.
And we all agreed and said, you're right.
Yeah.
Because you won't let you be anything other than the main character.
Yeah. Could you just be part of the ensemble? That'd be great. Like, just go over there.
I was just watching a video of this woman in China trying to eat her dinner. And there's a giant shrimp that jumps out of her hot pot that's steaming of hot water.
Yeah. Well, she tried to put it in there. And it was like not having it. It was the old boil the frog thing. Yeah. If you put boiling water you already have and you try to put a frog, or in this case a shrimp, in it, they don't want to die. No. They're going to jump out. He
jumped out. She tried to grab him with her chopsticks. He said, not today. Yeah. And then latched onto her arm.
And you got little pinchies, I guess?
So this is a mantis shrimp, and it's named for its raptorial forearms.
Yeah.
Which it uses to spear and smash prey like a Swiss Army knife.
And it is trying to, literally, it's trying to stay alive.
Yes.
And it was like, no, you're not going to eat me. And I have seen several of these videos. Is this Japan? Is that what you said?
No, China.
It's in China.
Uh-huh.
I have seen these videos where people try to eat food that is still alive. And first of all, it's so weird. Like, to me, it's very, I'm not into that.
No.
I'm also not into like seeing something that I'm going to eat
alive
go through the
and then
process of death in front of me right before I eat it. I'm not really like, this seafood is so fresh. Oh man, is it fresh? Like, it's alive when we hand it to you.
It's looking at me,
and
breathing.
Then you have to cook it, and then you get to eat it. Like, I'm not. No, that's not it.
I don't care about that either. I don't want to do that.
I'm grateful that the grocery store is a middleman because I don't do that.
This shrimp, he fought back.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what happened. He did latch onto her arm. It took an employee to help get the shrimp off her arm. The woman is crying. It must have hurt very, very bad.
I bet. It didn't look like it was enjoyable.
And I don't know what happened. To that poor shrimp. The video just cuts
off, yeah. But yeah, no, you mentioned the octopus one. I don't know if you've seen that, where an octopus is such a strange being anyway. Like, they are wildly alien and intelligent, and like, we know very little about them. And the fact that they can like camouflage and they can shapeshift and do all kinds of things. They are wild animals. Those
aliens.
Things. And somebody says, I'm going to eat that. And it's still going to have its little tentacle suction cup feet. And then it's sticking to your face as you're trying to eat it. Like, stop it.
I know. This is why I don't eat meat.
Little suction cups stuck to your face while you're trying to eat it. No.
No.
What are you doing?
A plant would never do that to you. A carrot would never try to eat you back.
No, you're right. The carrot will not try to eat you as you're eating it. That is very true. Something is strange. I don't know. It's their culture. I don't want to say it's weird. It's foreign to me, and it freaks me out. But you do you.
Luckily, they're not making you do it.
Yeah.
How often do you digital switch? Do you know what this is?
No.
This is when you switch between and within media content. So maybe you're on Instagram and you're scrolling, and then you're like, I'm bored with Instagram, so I'm going to switch to TikTok. And then you're scrolling TikTok, and you're like, I'm bored of TikTok, so I'm going to switch to Facebook. So you are digital switching.
I feel like you do that a lot. Like, you are scrolling multiple platforms.
I feel attacked.
Often. I'm not attacking you. I'm saying that you will scroll through. You'll be like, okay, I feel like I'm caught up on Facebook. Let's go see what everybody's doing on Instagram. And then you'll run through stories, and you'll watch some stories, and you'll scroll the feed, and you're like, that's boring. And then you'll move over to TikTok, and then you get stuck on TikTok for a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like that's your thing.
All right. That's fair.
Is Facebook your first thing you check?
No, Instagram is.
So you Instagram, then Facebook, then TikTok. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess that seems
And then throughout the day, do you find yourself going to one more than the other?
Oh, yeah. If I have any kind of a dull moment, I can't just be bored. I have to pick it up and look at what's going on. Yeah. And then I usually, once I'm done scrolling, I feel unsatisfied and unhappy. Like, I'm still bored.
Yeah, that checks out.
Well, they did a study and they said, yeah, when you're bored and you're digital switching or you're watching these social media videos, it begets more boredom.
That makes sense.
So it doesn't decrease your boredom. It increases your boredom. And a lot of the times they're finding because you're watching, maybe there's a 5-minute video, but you're like, 5 minutes, I can't watch 5 minutes of this. So you'll speed it up or you get bored halfway through. So you never see the conclusion and you'll swipe away. So you're never really investing in any one particular video. So you swipe away and then you're left with more boredom feelings.
That makes sense. And you do get that like initial like dopamine thing where you're like, yeah, this is cool. I'm having a good time. But it burns fast.
It does.
And then you're in you're doom scrolling where you're just mindlessly looking at pictures and some video come up and you're like, yeah, that's kind of entertaining. I laughed, move on, next. But this is our life now. It's just like this little like awful upward scroll motion where we're just like, this is great. This is cool. This is so fun.
And I do find that like I am noticing that I'm picking up my phone when I'm bored and I go, oh, I'm bored. Yeah. Let's pick up the phone.
Right.
And I'm trying to make a conscious effort to be like, no, go outside or pick up a book or do something else.
Lego Harry Potter. That's what it's been these days.
They did a study and they said that, yes, when you play for movies in a movie theater, you're having a more immersive experience.
Makes sense.
So you're focused, it's longer. But these little increments of these small little videos are not doing it.
No, it makes sense. I agree because you're not invested in a story and characters and all of that. You're just, it's mindless. You're going, oh, I'm watching someone wash windows.
I know.
Look at this. I am literally watching someone make paper clips. I'm watching a machine make a paper clip and spit it out.
Let's take a walk instead.
Yeah.
Let's go outside.
What did they call that?
What? Digital switching?
No. When you would go out walking with no electronics, no music, nothing. What did they call that?
I can't remember.
Yeah. We need more of that.
Do you remember? I don't remember what it was called.
I'll have to scroll somewhere and find it. But that we need more of.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a 21-year-old woman in Florida who was arrested after she attacked her sister with ravioli.
Do what now?
Her sister came home with some food, but was not sharing. And I don't have names. So the sister who was arrested, they were arguing, and she said, I want some food. And the sister said, sorry, this is my food. So this one sister grabbed a plate of raviolis and chucked it at her sister.
Well, it sounds like she got some food.
The police,
I'm confused about her complaint.
No.
Because clearly
she could have just eaten it instead
there's
of throwing
enough ravelli around that she could have eaten.
Wasted it.
Yeah. Why didn't she just eat the ravioli? Like I'm hungry and eat the ravioli. No, I'm going to throw it in her face.
The police were called. When they showed up, the sister still had sauce from the raviolis. I don't know.
From the what now?
Raviolis.
Raviolis.
They did not say, I don't know if it was tomato, pesto, marinara, cheese, butter based. I don't know what the sauce base is.
Okay.
So don't even bother asking.
Probably red sauce.
I hope she was wearing white.
You do?
No, that's sad.
Oh.
The sister admitted to throwing the pasta.
Well, yeah.
Said she just wasn't sharing, and I was hungry. Well, now nobody gets to eat their pasta, do they?
Look, I don't know. I just feel like you could have the ravioli was around. Just get some.
I know.
Grab a fork, your favorite fork, if you like. and just grab yourself some ravioli and move on with your day.
Sneak someone she's not looking. Oh, what's that out the window?
No, that's the trick, right? You go, oh, look, a baby wolf. And they go, what? And you go, ravioli.
Exactly.
It's not hard.
Instead, she was charged with domestic battery.
Oh, they really did charge her with that for throwing ravioli in the face.
I don't know if it was in her face. I don't know where she threw it.
You said she had sauce on her face.
She had sauce on her. I don't know if it was on her face.
It was on her face. Yeah, for sure. We were talking about the Olympics, which have now ended, but they really had a lot of Snoop Dogg airtime at the Olympics, and they did the previous year as well. But it seems like this guy has been all over the place lately. You see him popping up.
Snoopy Doggy Dog.
Snoop Doggy Dog. You see him all over the place. And I just got an email.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
He's partnered up with Skechers.
Okay.
And he's launched a series of shoes. There are 5 different shoes that are available to purchase right now. And they're $90 to $100 depending on which one. Do they have
heels on them?
No, these are just sneakers.
Okay. Like yesterday we talked about the sneakers with the heel on them.
Right, and those were awful.
They are awful.
These are actually okay. I would wear a pair of these. He's got a slip-on or a slip-in. It's a Snoop One OG slip-in.
One question. Will they allow you to crip walk a little bit easier?
I don't know the answer to that because I don't know how to do that. But they're cool. They kind of look like a Converse. And he's got it in a high top, which has
I see.
which has like album art on it. And then he's got a couple of the slip-ons or slip-ins. He's got 4 different slip-ins. I like that he's like, let's do a cool high top that laces up. But you know what people like? The convenience of not tying laces. I can't be bothered.
Because
so he's like,
5 years old.
Yeah, let's just make a slip-in. So he's got 4 different slip-in styles. I like the white a lot, but I know it would get dirty so fast. Yeah. But it's a really cool shoe. And I can't tell what the design is on the back. And then and he's got that one in the white and the black. And then he's got that pink one, which is fine. It's kind of what would you call that pink? Like a rose kind of pink?
I don't see the pink one.
Here's the pink one. It's kind of a rose colored pink. And then he's got the black one with kind of like the bandana pattern on it, the paisley kind of bandana in gold. And I like that one too. I think that's a cool looking shoe. That's a shoe you could sneak in as that being a dress shoe. Yeah, sneak. Like you could wear that with some slacks.
Let me see.
And
yes. No.
Oh yes, that's a good shoe.
I disagree.
I like it. Plus it's a slip-in.
How much are these?
I told you somewhere $90 to $100. Depending on which ones you get. The slip-ins are more than the high tops.
I appreciate that that's at least, it is high range cost, but you're not going to, that's what you're going to pay for,
sure.
A nice pair of Vans or a nice pair of Converse.
Yeah, you're going to, right. You're going to pay around $100. No, it's not
$900 for a pair of stupid Yeezys.
Right. See, now you're talking. I like that these are more, they're expensive. They're not a $50 shoe, but they're also not totally out of price range, and I think he's smart for doing that. So anyway, if you want to wear Snoop Doggy Dog shoes,
Snoopy Doggy Dog,
he's partnered with Skechers, Snoop Doggy Dog. You can get yourself in some of those. They're available now. So yeah, Snoop Doggy Dog. Time for your would you rather this or that question of the day.
Would you rather be a superhero yourself or have your BFF be a superhero?
Would I rather be a superhero or be really close friends with a superhero? I feel like being really close friends with a superhero is kind of where it's at.
Yeah, I was thinking that too initially because I feel like there's a lot of responsibility when it comes to being a superhero.
With great power comes great responsibility, they say.
But if you're the friend, you'll always be just that guy. No one will ever remember your name.
Yeah,
you're always
but here's the thing.
But nobody cares about you.
Superheroes really
That's not even important.
They take care of their friend.
No, I understand. But they also have alter egos. And typically the friend is friends with the alter ego. And it takes a little while for the superhero identity to become known to the friend. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff. And what happens is like some big epic thing happens. And then you go like, I really want to talk to my buddy about this. This insane thing is happening. A giant sand monster is attacking the city. I'm going to call my friend because we're super tight. And I'm going to go, hey, bud, we need to go check out this sand monster situation or leave. Like, where are you at? And you get no answer. And every time something big's going on, you can't get a hold of your friend. But then right after the dust settles, your friend's like, hey, what's up? So eventually you're going to kind of start putting two and two together, and you're going to go, are you the superhero? And your friend's going to have to be like, look, I can't keep it secret from you. We're bros. I got to let you in on it.
I get all that, but...
So then you're in the inside circle with other superheroes.
Yeah, but you're just a nobody. You're just there. Like, you're
right.
the friend. You're
Yes.
the plus one.
That's right. Yes.
Nobody knows your name.
I'm the
Nobody
plus
cares
one.
about you.
To get to hang out with superheroes. And I don't have to worry about putting
Saving
my
the world.
life in harm's way. And plus, there's a good chance, I'm starting this over, there's a good chance.
I have a lot to say today.
Yeah, this is a good question. There's a good chance I become a troubled victim.
Oh.
And there's a rescue that I have to be involved in where I'm tied to train tracks.
Exactly.
Or something crazy. And you know what? Because I'm a good friend and I'm a good part of a story, I make it. I make it.
Not always.
So I get to be a part of the adventure. And then what happens sometimes, occasionally, the friend becomes a utility person, or sometimes something happens where the friend becomes the sidekick with little mini powers.
I need to apologize to everybody. I'm sorry. I did not know that this was the direction that this would take. So that was a lot of words, and I'm sorry.
I would rather be the friend.
We get it.
What are you
we
taking?
Totally get it. I'd rather be the superhero so I could fly far away.
From my conversation? Is that why? Wow. Wow. Ow. Big capital, all caps, WOW. Wow.
I'd rather go fight crime.
Then listen to me go on and on and on about best friend superhero origins.
This has been today's This or That. Josh and Chantel. Wake Up Class 97.
Hey, so as we were kind of talking about the Olympic Games, I had a conversation in the car with the family about my feelings regarding the USA basketball team and how I felt like if you're playing in the National Basketball Association or whatever it is, the NBA, that you maybe probably, yes, you're a professional at your sport, but maybe you're not like representing the roots of the sport and the upbringing of people. And there are other like just athletes like every other sport that want to compete in that sport on the worldwide stage that the Olympics is. And it got lost in the weeds, and there was a whole bunch of, kind of back and forth between Beck and I about it, the details of it. Here's what's coming up in 2028, Los Angeles Olympic Games, Summer Games, in 4 years. They're bringing flag football to the Olympics. It's one of the sports that LA has chosen, similar to how France said we want breakdancing as a sport. It's kind of a one-off thing that we're going to do.
Okay.
So here's the problem. Flag football is not the same as American football, the NFL, or the Spring League, the American Football League, the AFL. So the idea that NFL players should fill out the roster for flag football is causing a bit of controversy.
Really?
Because there is a U.S. flag football team. And there is a quarterback of the U.S. flag football team named Darrell Duchette. And he thinks it is disrespectful that the NFL and players on the NFL are trying to cherry pick spots on the 2028 Olympic team.
I agree with him. I don't think that's fair. If there's already a flag football team, then they should pick people from the flag football team.
Correct.
I agree.
Because in any other sport, it would be the people that compete in that sport that advance and do trials and competitions and things to qualify for the opportunity to represent that sport on the world stage. And that is how I feel we ended up with the basketball team that represents the U.S. being filled with NBA players. Not that they aren't great at their sport.
Right.
But it's what they do for a job. And it's what they do professionally and on a world scale. And not that they didn't have competition, because they did have competition and they nearly lost to a few different countries. And there are NBA players that play for different countries that they have heritage, in. And so they kind of spread out a little bit. So there is some balance there. It feels weird to me. I don't know how you fix it or if it even needs to be fixed, but that feels greasy.
Giving you ick.
And so this is giving me that same greasy ick
feeling. I don't like that because there's already a flag football team.
Yeah.
Get those people.
Yeah. It's interesting. And the NFL executive vice president named Jeff Miller, he told reporters during a conference call yesterday, he said the amount of enthusiasm we've seen among our players, or more broadly for flag football in 28, has been remarkable. Well, yeah, I bet it has. A chance to play football on the world stage. And look, the NFL itself has been trying to kind of plant some roots by doing games in London and Germany and stuff. And they've been trying to get American football kind of on a world stage in general.
Yeah, right.
But this is where there's like this whole controversy behind the guy who ran the track, who was like, hey, listen, this is the world stage. And so when you have sports like NFL and sports like NBA and sports, baseball is a little different because you do have teams in Canada, but it's still kind of a North American World Series saying we're the world champions. And he was like, this is a different kind of world competition. Like, we are gold and silver and bronze medalists on the world stage versus this. And it offended a lot of people within those organizations who were like, yeah, we compete, we play hard, we play to win. It happens to be called the World Championship. It's not our fault other countries aren't participating. It's kind of strange. I don't know. But this has been very interesting to watch kind of evolve. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see who makes it onto the flag football team in 2028, because there are literal flag football players on teams that are competing that are going to get cut in lieu of NFL players. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Drama.
A little bit of drama. And with that fantastic drama, we'll end the show.
Okay.
Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll be back in the studio 6 to 10. You can connect with us on socials, Classy 97 KLCE everywhere. We have the podcast, of course. Search for Wake Up Classy 97 everywhere you listen to podcasts. Subscribe, listen to the show again or for the first time. Share it with friends. Rate it. Enjoy. We make it for you.
Thanks for listening.
Happy Radio Day!
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Wake Up Classy 97, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Wake Up Classy 97 is hosted by Josh and Chantel Tyler and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.